Hello and welcome back. This is Into Vietnam, the exclusive English bulletin on VITV and our top stories. VMC seeks approval for bad debt auction center. Rate cuts on lending for investment and export. And authorities mitigate impact of falling oil prices on state budget income. Now, first and foremost in the bulletin is some financial news. VMC has plans to establish a bad debt auction center, which will offer debts and assets with a total book value of 150 to 200 trillion dong. According to VMC, the government should give special power to the company to handle bad debts worth at least 150 trillion dong it has purchased. The company is also seeking approval to access long-term credits from international organizations to buy debts at market prices. It calls for foreign and domestic investors to handle bad debts via business restructuring, mergers and acquisitions. VMC has suggested the Planning and Investment and Construction Ministries facilitate foreign participation in the debt trading process. The Ministry of Finance has released a circular on the rates applied for loans for investment and exports, as well as the preferential interest rate after investment. The state credit in Vietnam dong for loans for investment will drop from 10.5 to 9.6%, while the loans for export will have their rates drop from 7.8 to 7.2%. The government will implement comprehensive measures to meet next year's state budget collection target of $42.8 billion, which is worried to be hurt by world oil price rise to a 4-year low. However, the Finance Ministry said as of 2014, the state coffer has not heavily depended on the fluctuation of the world oil price due to a shift in the state budget collection sources. Oil export is expected to account for only approximately 10.2% of 2014 state income, compared with the previous 20 to 25% rate, while domestic production makes up more than 70% of the budget, which diminished the guarantee of the impact of oil export collection. The National Assembly Economic Committee also say the gains will be larger than losses. Moreover, the Finance Ministry has worked closely with other relevant departments and agencies to employ relevant measures to guarantee the achievement of the state budget collection target. One is to increase the collection of tax areas. The Finance Ministry proposes to abolish 26 areas of fees and charges in industry, construction, securities, social securities, finance and banking, among others. The ministry proposed a draft list with 52 types of fees collected by state companies, 6 by public agencies and 8 by corporates. The draft law will be submitted to the 13th National Assembly to be passed in October 2015 and take effect at the beginning of 2017. Now, Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải has asked for quickening the introduction of a decree mandating public-private partnership or PPP investment, since the form is viewed as a solution to inadequate investment problem. The Ministry of Planning and Investment revealed the draft decree is prepared contains full, updated provision of the newly issued Public Investment Law, Procurement Law, Investment Law and Business Law. The NPR is asked to hasten the gathering of comments on the draft decree for the government to examine and promulgate it as soon as possible. Bắc Ninh Industrial Park Management Board has granted investment licenses for $2 million projects, including the Three Thai Vietnam and Unilever Vietnam, with a total capital of $70 million in V-ship. The move raised the total investment projects in the province to 130 so far this year. Now, Exchange Traded Fund, or ETF, is a new product and a new playground for securities investors. However, two ETFs established this year by SSI and PPM haven't yet excited investors. The individual investors still wonder whether or not they receive dividends when businesses pay in cash and how to calculate their profits. Watch the following report for more details.
When talking to some securities investors, we received many questions from them as they intended to invest in domestic ETFs, one of which is directly related to their profit. That if businesses in the index baskets pay dividend in cash, how investors' income will be calculated.
Trong cái rổ 30 của HNX hoặc là của VN30 họ trả cổ tức thì chúng tôi băn khoăn nhất là không biết là liệu là các cái quỹ ETF có giảm ngay không. Đấy, có giảm ngay chúng tôi không, bởi vì giảm ngay là điều kiện động viên cho chúng tôi. Thì bởi vì nếu chúng tôi không đầu tư vào ETF thì chúng tôi được nhận ngay của nó.
Spotting the prospectus considered as the ETF's charter, we notice it doesn't regulate the fund's obligation on paying dividends to investors after receiving cash from businesses in the basket. Thus, investors have to wait until the general meeting of shareholders, so when starting investing in ETF, they can estimate their profit paid in installments. They can't negotiate on the income, but totally depending on the fund after accounting. Hence, investors become very passive, contrary to investing in equity.
Từ trước đến nay là hoạt động đầu tư của các nhà đầu tư trên thị trường Việt Nam hầu hết là do tự nắm chứng khoán của bản thân và tự chết định dựa trên những chứng khoán đó. Thứ hai là hiện tại thì cả quỹ ETF 30 VN30 thì có giá trị tài sản chưa lớn và nó chưa thể lớn đến thị trường hiện nay.
As an answer for questions about how ETFs pay dividend, Hanoi Stock Exchange put into operation HNX 30 TLI index. It's the gross income index based on the original index HNX 30, reflecting the changes in prices and dividend of component shares with a hypothesis that all of dividend in cash would be reinvested in shares. The index is used as an indicator for assessing ETF's effect in investing in HNX 30.
Với chỉ số HNX 30 và các chỉ số giá thông thường thì đến ngày giao dịch không hưởng quyền của cổ phiếu, đặc biệt đối với trường hợp là trả cổ tức bằng tiền mặt thì chỉ số sẽ bị thay đổi. Với chỉ số này với tên là chỉ số tổng thu nhập thì chúng tôi giả định rằng toàn bộ cổ tức bằng tiền mặt trong cái ngày giao dịch không hưởng quyền đó sẽ được quỹ đầu tư tái đầu tư lại vào rổ cổ phiếu theo cái nguyên tắc của rổ.
For instance, on December the 16th, HNX 30 was 161.7. HNX 30 TRI was 183.03. The variance between two indexes was 13.19%, and this number helps investors to assess that the efficiencies in investing in ETF on December the 16th was 13.19%. However, it's another story whether or not ETFs pay the investor with the right proportion.
Cái đó thì cũng khó lắm, khó có thể thỏa thuận vì quyền là quyền quyết định của vẫn doanh nghiệp. Các nhà đầu tư là phải căn cứ vào cái kết quả làm việc và cái kết quả của nghị quyết đại hội cổ đông và đặc biệt là nghị quyết của hội đồng quản trị. Họ có quyết định là trả vào lúc nào, thời gian nào, mức bao nhiêu.
So whether or not ETFs pay dividends and how they do it remain questioning. At the moment, HNX 30 TRI is the first tool for securities investors to track down and get to know the investment effect whenever businesses of the ETF's basket pay dividend.
And now before we go, let's check out today's local gold prices, forex and stock market. Well, that's all for this edition of Into Vietnam. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon and goodbye for now.